Z-Man kicks back after almost 2 years of not posting any videos. Life's just been, hectic. People got school, work. Speaking of work, last time I was posting videos, I was doing construction. Now I got a new job at StockX, so I'm really happy with that. Life's going really good. I have no complaints other than what 2020 has brought us. On the topic of 2020, I hope everybody is doing as best as they can and everyone's in good wishes and good health. I decided to post a little poll on my shoe Instagram page, Z-Man Kicks, asking if I was going to get back into doing a video, what video I should do, and it was between a full updated collection video from 2019, the last time I did a video, sample PEs, friends and family reviews, which I got a handful, so that's going to be an option down the line. My top 10 favorite sneakers, and then favorite Jordan silhouette through the main silhouettes I have, which is Jordan 1s through Jordan 14s. The updated collection one won by a pretty big margin, so I'm going to start by doing that video first, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start over at the smallest rack that I have over here. Over here, this is the fourth rack, the smallest rack that I have currently. First shoe, it was the last video I did a review on, the J2K7s. I kind of like this one a little bit more than the Obsidian J2K7s, but I ended up getting these almost 2 years ago now. Still one of my favorite pairs, as you can see by how many times it's been worn. So we got those. Next we got the Supreme 5 in the black colorway. This is the most recent Supreme Jordan that I got added to the collection. It's probably my favorite Jordan 5 out of the three Supreme 5s, just because you can rock it with like anything really. Wear black, gray, or red. Black Supreme 5s. Next we have the Denim 4s Levi's collaboration that came out in January of 2018. I thought when I first got this that it was going to be a lot harder to wear, just because it's an all jean, all denim shoe. But they're actually really comfortable and they're nice premium. And one thing I love about this shoe is how it has the size on the Levi tag on the tongue. I think that's a cool little added on addition. Denim Levi 4s. Next shoe is the J2K7 in the Obsidian colorway. One fun fact about this still is after about 2.5 years of owning this shoe, it is still the only size 13 that's been sold on StockX. So I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. Like I wear between 12 and 13, and there's been like a handful, maybe like 5 or 6 if last time I checked, of size 12, so it's kind of cool how much of a difference in how many size 12s and how many size 13s have sold. J2K7s in the Obsidian colorway. The next shoe is actually one of my favorite 3s that released last year in 2020, and that is the Court Purple 3s. These were scheduled to release everywhere, and then they ended up getting canceled and then brought back, but they only released everywhere but North America. Figures. My favorite color is purple, and along with gray, and it has gray in the elephant print, and also it's purple, so I couldn't not get these. Court Purple Jordan 3s. Next shoe is the Motorboat Joan 9s. These were in my top 10 in my first collection video, and I still have mad love for these shoes. I really like the Kilroy pack. I have these and the Fonte Montana 9s that I'll get to in a little bit, but it's just an all red Jordan 9, and I can't forget the Motorboat Joan symbol behind the tongue, and then also on the tongue it says Motorboat Jones. It's probably one of my favorite 9s in my collection, the Motorboat Joan 9s. Just a cool shoe that you can like just throw on if you're in a rush or if you're going anywhere. The Bread Patent Leather 9s goes with anything. These were like my work shoes when I was working construction. If I was switching in and out of my work boots and just putting on something. So I have a lot of damage to these, but I really love them. The Bread Patent 9s. Next shoe is a kind of recent pickup, the Adapt Jordan 11s. I am not the biggest Jordan 11 fan. I know a lot of people may be like, boo this man, but I don't know. It's something about how they look on me where I'm not the biggest Jordan 11 fan, but it's the first auto lacing Jordan 11, so I felt like it had to be in the collection, and I've already worn them twice, and they're actually probably one of my favorite Jordan 11s, honestly, to be honest. The colorway might not have been for everybody, but I feel like Jordan Brand, if they're smart, would do more colorways, like potentially the Space Jam. Maybe they'll do the Space Jam 11 with the auto lacing, but it's an awesome shoe. Jordan 11 Adapts. Next shoe is the Reflections of a Champion Jordan 8s. Like I was saying about the court purples, with purple and gray being my favorite color, these are like all like bright iridescent silver with 3M. So when it shines light on it, it all glows. And I'm a big Jordan 8 fan. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest Jordan 8 fan, but they're just super comfortable to me. And they're like silver and red and black. So you can wear them with a lot of stuff. Reflections of a Champion Jordan 8. Now, just like with Jordan 8s, a lot of people aren't a fan of Jordan lows. These are the Jordan Brave Blue low 13s, and these are one that I like a lot for symbolic reasons. My nephew, this was the first Jordan that I got him, and so we were like matching. So it's always going to hold a symbolic spot in my heart, the Brave Blue low 13s. This is a non-Jordan in the collection we're getting to, pretty surprising, but we got the LeBron 7 MVPs. I wear these pretty much just to hoop in. They're comfortable. They're really comfortable. I really like how it has this gray right here, right by the upper, by the swoosh with that gold. It's a good shoe. It's a very comfortable shoe. I like LeBron a lot as a player. It's just a lot of his shoes aren't, I don't know, they're kind of bulky to me, but I don't know. These 7s are really comfortable and actually pretty lightweight. So we got the LeBron 7 MVPs. And these were probably one of the first 5 Jordans in my collection. The closing ceremony low 11s. These have been worn a lot. Still, yeah, they've been worn a lot. They have been a staple of my collection since I've only been collecting for about 4 years. So I'm never going to get rid of these. The low Jordan 11 closing ceremonies. Now next we're going to go on to my next rack over here. First shoe we're getting to over here is going to be the Cactus Jack Jordan 6. I really love this shoe. This is probably one shoe that even if it wasn't like Travis Scott, like, you know, a collaboration with him, I would still like it just because I'm a really big fan of olive green. Olive green on a shoe has really good earth tones to it, and I'm a really big fan of the shoe. One negative about the shoe is switching out laces. I kind of want to go back to the olive green laces, but if you have this shoe, you know how big of a pain in the ass it is trying to switch out laces since it's in between the laces going under that tongue opening. It's like made of like a weird denim canvas material. Like, no joke, it probably took me about 15 minutes to swap the laces out to these yellow laces. So I think I'm going to be just rocking with the yellow laces still for a little bit longer, but so one of my favorite Jordan 6s in my collection is the Travis Scott Jordan 6. Next shoe is the Snakeskin 4s from the Pinnacle collection. These released along with the Pony Hair 4s, the Obsidian 4s, and the Ginger Wheat 4s, which I'll also get to in a little bit. These shoes are super, super cool looking. Like, you could throw them on kind of like to be, if you're going out for a little bit of a fancy kind of gathering. One thing about these is when I wear them is they squeak a lot. I don't know if that's because of how the sock liner is like premium leather, but it is what it is. Still one of my favorite Jordan 4s, the Snakeskin Pinnacle 4s. Next shoe is one of the more underrated Doernbechers in my collection, is the Doernbecher 9s. These are a super slept on Jordan 9 in my opinion. I feel like maybe not a lot of people are a fan of like too much gold on a shoe, but this gold and the wings around it all kind of makes it look like the underneath painting of the Jordan wings. I have the Jordan wings, but I haven't, unscratched the paint yet. A little afraid to mess that up. Jordan 9 Doernbechers. First Doernbecher in my collection that I had was the Doernbecher 2, which was the very first Doernbecher that released back in 2007. Not a huge 2 fan, but these are pretty dope. Big fan of Jordan 2 Doernbechers. Another Doernbecher we got is the Doernbecher 14s. I got both of them with purple laces. They came with one with purple and one with white. Big fan of these a lot. Sea needle on the back. Single Day 13s. My girlfriend got me these last year for Valentine's Day, and they're one of my favorite ones. They're all red with a little bit of black, just like with the Wing 12s, how there's paint and there's like a special design underneath. Right under here is a special design. I'm probably not going to do this. I'm more unlikely to scratch the paint off, wipe the paint off than I am with the wings because there's red suede. If you get the black paint on it, no bueno at all. Single Day 13s. Another pair of 13s are the CP3 13s. This was a PE that released to the public. It's got Chris Paul's branding right on the tongue. These are from his Hornet days. Worn these a lot. Definitely one of my most comfortable shoes in my collection. The Mop Most Outstanding Player Melo 9s. These were released for celebrating Carmelo Anthony leading Syracuse to their first and only, as of right now, national championship back in 2003. Melo 9s. Clot 13 lows. Got another pair of clots coming out in about a week. Clot 14 lows. I'm a big fan of this shoe, even though the colors are like kind of hard to match with. But I'm a big fan of the Terracotta Warrior printing and branding on it. I'm a really, really big fan of this. I'm a huge fan of the box too. I think the box is super cool. Clot 13 lows. The alternate Great 5s. I'm a big fan of this shoe because obviously, like I said, I'm a big fan of purple. Shoe's all purple suede. Alternate Great 5s. The Rare Air Tour Yellow 4s. I'm a big fan of these. They're starting to crack a lot, so I haven't been able to wear them as much as I've been wanting to recently. But these are still an iconic shoe. I got the Thunders as well that I'll get to briefly, and the Lightning 4s also that I'll get to again. But these are super cool. I actually think that these are probably my second favorite colorway out of the three. I don't know, it's just something with the white and the gray mixed with the yellow and black. It just pops really good. It's a slick shoe. Tour Yellow 4s. And we're on to the Thunder 4s. I've had these for probably about 3.5 years. Got a lot of wear to them, as you can see. Wear my shoes over here. But I don't know, I'm a huge fan of this shoe. Lightning 4s. We got the Pinnacle 6s. It's an all gold shoe. Maybe flashy for some people, but I'm a big fan of the shoe. Gold Pinnacle 6s. You got the Raptor 4s, the one that has the black Jumpman on the tongue, not Drake's pair. I kind of like this pair a little bit more, not only because it was the first drop of it, but also because I just think that the black Jumpman, who's like embossed, it makes it look a little bit more premium than it just being a slapped on, stitched on tongue tag. So I'm a big fan of this shoe. You know, again, it's also got purple on it again, and 4s are one of my favorite silhouettes. So Raptor 4s. You got the Slam Dunk 6s. One of my favorite 6s. I love the color red, and I one thing I like about Jordans is when they put different numbers on it and stuff like that than Jordan's number. I know it's an Air Jordan, so I'm not hating when they have 23 on it because that's a given, but I think it's a cool little like touch, and it makes it its own specific colorway when they have like the different numbers on it. But and with 3M, the shoe just pops a whole lot differently. Slam Dunk 6. We got the Fonte Montanas, my other shoe that I have in the Johnny Kilroy pack. Another shoe that I've had a lot of wear on, but just like the Motorboat Jones, it has its name on the tongue, which I like that a lot about the Kilroy pack. So it says Fonte Montana, and it's like a Knicks colorway. So you can rock these with a Knicks jersey. Really dope shoe, the Fonte Montana 9s. You got the Pinnacle 11s, the gray suede joints. I'm a big fan of them. They're one of the few 11s I have in my collection. And also, like I said, with the black court purples, I said gray and purple were my two favorite colors. So this being an all gray suede shoe, couldn't not get it. Gray suede Pinnacle 11s. Another Dornbecker in the collection is the Dornbecker 3. I bought these used off GOAT, and the seller had some kind, I forget what the name of it's called, but it's like a sole shield. And the only negative about it is if you're walking on like wood floor or anything like that, it's pretty slippery. So that's really the only negative about it, but I really love this shoe. This is the Dornbecker that released in 2010, and then it retroed in 2013. This is the 2013 pair. Big fan of it though. Jordan 3 Dornbecker. This was one of the first in the collection is the Gray Toe 13s. I'm a really, really big fan of this shoe. It's just really easy to wear, and as you can see, it definitely has its wear to it. So I've definitely had, you know, my fair share of days rocking this shoe. Gray Toe 13s. One of the more slept on releases from 2018, we got the original Court Purple, the 1.0s. More black in it than the one that came out last year. I'm a big fan of it because it's purple. Again, I don't know. Any Jordan that has purple in it, I'm more than likely to cop. Big fan of this shoe. Court Purple 1s. And then we have a shoe that's getting set to drop again this year. We got the Flint 7s. I actually just wore these 2 days ago. Super comfortable. It's got gray and purple in it. I'm a big fan of this shoe. Probably going to cop the newer pair of it, but I kind of like this one because the gray seems lighter, at least in pictures, than the newer release. It seems like that gray is more dark. So, I don't know. I'm happy that I've gotten a pair. I was a little sad at first that they were retroing, but then I was like, I can get a new pair and put some wear onto it. So, got the Flint 7s. Onto this rack, you guys see them in my last collection video. We got the Toro Bravo 4s. One of the most comfortable and best looking 4s in my opinion. Next, we got one of my favorite releases from 2020, or the PSG Jordan 4s. I think this is one of the best colorways on a 4 that's like dropped last year. I think it's always nice when they make this like Bordeaux maroon color on a Jordan. It doesn't seem like they do it that much, but when they do, it's always a hit for me. And I really like this back tab, how it's kind of like not as like this is like thicker plastic, and this is kind of like out of a rubber. Behind it, it says 75, which is Paris's zip code. On the back, Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the shoe. One little small detail I love about these shoes are these gold like lace tips on the shoelaces. So I don't know, just something small about it, but I'm a really big fan of these. PSG Paris Saint-Germain Jordan 4s. Probably my favorite 11 in my collection is the Pantone Jordan 11s. All baby blue. Huge fan of these shoes. Super comfortable. Super comfortable. Pantone 11s. Then we have the second Jordan 4 out of the 4 Pinnacle 4s. The Ginger Wheat 4s. This is another shoe that I feel like you could like wear like kind of like dress up-y. Like with a good dress up attire. They're actually pretty comfortable. These ones don't squeak nearly as much as the snake skins, but Pinnacle Ginger Wheat Jordan 4s. Another rare non-Jordan in the collection is the Gold Supreme Up-Tempos. I remember I was at Sneaker Legends store in Dearborn, and I was wearing these, and I was just in there shopping, and this one little kid came up to me, and he asked me if I was a hype beast. Yeah, I was kind of newer into shoes then, so I wasn't really knowing to take that as a compliment or as an insult. But whatever. I'm a big fan of these. Gold Supreme Up-Tempos. Next we have the Milan Jordan 12 PSNY. These I got from StockX after a second attempted purchase. The first time I went to buy it, was the first time that I got an email from StockX saying that the like authentication failed, and it was because they were used. So I ended up having to, wait a little bit longer than I intended wanting them, because, having to wait like a week or two for it to arrive and then it getting canceled kind of pushed everything back like another week or two. But once I got them, I was super happy. This olive green, like I mentioned with the Travis Scott 6s, suede all throughout the shoe is awesome. And the thing about the PSNY 12s is the quality is amazing. So throughout these lines on the whole upper of the shoe, it's more embossed and like engraved. So it just looks a lot more premium in my opinion. Milan PSNY Jordan 12s. Next we have the Wing 12s. As I was saying with the single day 13s, you can remove this paint and it would have wings underneath it. Kind of a little scared to do it, but maybe one of these days finally get to do it. This shoe is number 3,255 out of 12,000. Jordan 12 wings. We got the K54 Jordan 5s. I bought these used, and I've already put a lot of wear into them. Ton of wear, as you can tell. But I don't know, I just really like the white black with the lime green. They have a friends and family of this colorway. I kind of like this one a little bit more just because, I don't know, I feel like the white leather goes better with the like lime green accents than all black suede or nubuck. I think it's nubuck that is made out of, but these are an awesome shoe. K54 Jordan 5s. On the K54 still, we have the K54 Jordan 6s. I like these ones more than the like more mainly brown pair that released. I kind of said that these look like bowling alley carpet shoes. I don't know. I'm still a fan of them because they have a little bit of purple in them, and I ended up swapping and putting the orange laces on them to try and make the orange from this pop out a little bit more. But we have the K54 Jordan 6. We got the Bio Beige, the Justin Timberlake 3s. I really love this shoe. One thing I like about this shoe more was the packaging it came in. The box and all of that was out of this world. Huge fan of them. The Mellow 13s, I was really sad when these were scheduled to release and then they ended up being like halted because they ended up having some of that red dye meshed into the yellow suede. So I was kind of upset. But then they ended up releasing at the outlets and I was so thankful to get a pair for my girlfriend. So shout out to her for that. The Mellow 13s. You got the Supreme 14s. I kind of bought them just because of the name Supreme. I'm not afraid to admit that. These I really like the colorway. They being blue and black I think is amazing. Saying Supreme on the tongue, cool, and on the back heel type. It's just the bedazzles. I was totally not really thinking anything much of it when I first got them, but then now I'm kind of like, huh, yeah, that was kind of unnecessary. But I'm a really big fan of these still. The black and blue, huge fan of these. Black Supreme 14s. We've got the Weatherman foams. I really like these foams. I've hooped in them a couple times. They're pretty comfortable. I really like the Weatherman like radar for the storm all throughout the shoe. It's a really nice shoe. The Weatherman foams. We've got the Champagne 8. I feel like they kind of look a lot like the OVO, the white 8. A little bit different, obviously, but kind of similar to it. I've worn these a ton, as you can tell by the scuffs on the shoe. I'm a big fan of them, though. I probably wore these, wow, man, I gotta say probably twice a week. Like 3 summers ago, they were just one of my favorites. Champagne 8s. Go kind of quick with this one because I'm pretty sure I was doing a video on these back in 2019 I was doing, but these are the For the Love of the Game 9s. The upper part of it is starting to yellow a little bit more than the bottom, but I still love this shoe. The baby blue suede, that For the Love of the Game stamp on the back instead of a normal Jumpman. I'm a really big fan of these, and it's a really cool slept-on shoe that you don't see every day. Is the For the Love of the Game 9s. We got the Supreme 5s, the camos. I really like this shoe. I bought these used on Go. They're a really nice shoe. I got them for a good steal, so I was adding them to the Supreme collection of the Jordans. I got 4 of the 5. I pretty much just need the white 14s. That can be on hold for a little bit because I'm not the biggest fan of them, but just trying to complete the Supreme pack. These are Supreme Jordan 5s, the camo colorway. We've got the Dornbecker 7s. This is probably one of my favorite Dornbeckers. I think this was the second Dornbecker I got after the 2s, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to keep the timeline in order, but it's one of my favorite 7s. You can't really tell the outsole as clear on some new pairs because I've worn these a lot, but the outsole had the patient who created this shoe playing the guitar wearing the Dornbecker 7s that he created in like cartoon form. So I think that looks just super cool. It's one of like the best touches on a Jordan Dornbecker, along with his guitar pick with his initials on it. Super cool. And you can't go wrong with like burgundy, black, and gold. And you also got his initials on the triangle, where the 23 would be on normal Air Jordan 7s. Got the Jordan 7 Dornbeckers. We'll leave a tight space. We got the Raptor 7s. These are the ones from 2012. I just recently wore these, and I also wore them one time to a Pistons and Raptors game in Detroit, and I wore them with like a Raptors jersey. Probably not the best idea, but I was more worried about wearing the shoes since I didn't have a Pistons jersey, but I did have a Raptors jersey. Go DeMar DeRozan. And then we have the last Supreme 5 in the collection is the white Supreme 5s. I got these in the summer of 2017, and I'm not kidding when I tell you I probably wore those every single day for maybe like a month. I don't know. They were just a white and red shoe, and you could wear them with a ton of stuff. So I was wearing them every day, as you can tell by the creasing and the bottoms. So these were pretty much like my beaters in the summer of 2017, and I love them. I still love them to this day. The Jordan 5 Supremes in the white colorway. The last shoe on this rack is the Northern Lights foams. These are one of my favorite foams. I really like how they have the two different colors throughout the shoe. One for one side of the eyelet and then the other one on the other side. I don't know. I'm a big fan of this shoe. It's just a little hard to match with, but I've worn them, as you can see, so I've definitely still got my use out of them. And probably one of my favorite foams that I've ever released. Northern Light foams. Now onto this rack, we have one of the maybe more controversial or kind of 50-50 shoes throughout that release last year, and that's the What the Jordan 5s. I think, in my opinion, I really like the shoe, as you can tell why I have them in my collection. But a lot of people were like, it's too colorful for me. I can't wear one shoe on one color and then the other shoe being different color. But on this shoe, you have the Raging Bull 5s, pretty much is what the red's for. On the sock liner is for the Bel Air. This bottom is K54. This bottom is Bel Air. This shoe is the closest I will get to having the Tokyo 5s. So I had to get that since it has that 23. And then you also have the orange laser 5 tongue, so sock liner. But yeah, I'm a big fan of these shoes. Can be a little hard to wear, but they're still definitely a must cop in my opinion. The What the Jordan 5s. Underneath those, we have the Bel Air 5s, as you can tell with the sock liner, as I was saying. Pretty much primarily got these to wear to a Tyler the Creator concert. I'm a big fan of this shoe. It's gray and purple, which I said were my two favorite colors. Can't go wrong with these. The Bel Air Jordan 5s. One of only two, I think, cops I've gotten from Flight Club. The Pinnacle Jordan 9, the baseball gloves. It's got the 35 on the back from when he played with the Scottsdale Scorpions. This release was kind of like, I didn't really know much about it until like a day before it was going to release. And I found out that they were going to be releasing two shoes, this colorway and the black one that has 45 on the back. And you weren't going to be able to know what shoe you got. Like on the box it said multicolor, and it had the shoe sealed. So it was like, I don't know, luck of the draw. Don't know if this rumor is true, but I heard it was 2,000 pairs in total, and only 10% was the brown glove. So that's 200 pairs. So on Flight Club, I was scrolling, and I saw Jordan 9 Pinnacle, no image available. So I clicked on it, and under colorway, it said hazelnut, and that's what these are called. So I ended up getting them for, I think, like $75 over retail. Retail was like $250. So I would consider that a good come up, especially from Flight Club since they tax like crazy. If you ever bought from Flight Club, you would know. But one of my favorite 9s in my collection is the Jordan 9 Pinnacle baseball glove in the hazelnut colorway. These are the Jordan 3 Fragments. I really like this shoe a lot. I feel like maybe not a lot as many people do because the price is a little lower than what I would expect from a Fragment collaboration. I think one of the reasons maybe is because that Fragment design behind the pull tab on the heel was like yellowed instantly. Like everybody's pairs, I'm pretty sure, were yellowed. But I wouldn't see a reason why that would make it like, oh, I'm not going to get the shoe for that. It's a white and black shoe. Can be kind of plain Jane to some people, but I don't know. I really like getting collaborations with Jordan, so it was a can't miss for me. It's got Fragment behind the tongue. Simple to some, cool to me. Fragment Jordan 3s. Next we have the Jordan 5, the second colorway, the sail colorway. These released, I want to say like maybe 7 or 8 months after the first one did, the black colorway did, which released an All-Star Weekend. I'm a big fan of this shoe. There were like images of Virgil, and the one that he was cutting up was all sail. I kind of like that more because I feel like the black midsole, like kind of, I don't know, it takes a little bit attention away from the sail upper. But two things I really love about this shoe is how on the toe cap and then the Nike Air is like a dark gray. Maybe some people don't notice or don't like it, but that's one of the main reasons why I like it. And that's the sail off-white Jordan 5. And we got the fire red 4s with Nike Air on the back. You're a Jordan collector. buyer, wearer, you could not get this shoe. Keep it simple as that. You needed these in your collection. The Fire Red Jordan 4s. We've got the Soulfly Jordan 10s. These shock dropped during one of the Last Dance episodes on Soulfly's website, and I sadly wasn't able to get them from when they dropped. These are one of the shoes that I bought that I would probably say I pulled the trigger on at the wrong time, because they go for a little bit less now than what they did when I got them. But, you know, I've worn them. I've gotten my love out of them. Still wear them a lot. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about it. You can't really see it now since I've worn it so many times, but they had like a newspaper that you could like be eligible underneath the outsole. So that was one thing I really loved about these shoes. Soulfly Jordan 10s. The Free Throw Line 3s, I talked about these in my old collection videos, so I'll go through kind of quickly. You got the Free Throw Line where Jordan's foot was when he did the iconic dunk, him in midair. It's got his score, 147 that he got, and then if you pull this, it says 3:51, which was the time on the clock. The Free Throw Line Jordan 3s. Another comfortable 13 in my collection, the Laker 13s. Big fan of these because there's purple, and I'm a LeBron fan, so now he's on the Lakers. I do root for him. Not a bandwagon, just have a favorite player, so don't be saying bandwagon. Laker 13s. We got the Michigan 5s. I actually like these more than the Oregon 5, the pair that released to the public. I don't know, I just think the yellow, I think they were more true to these colors than what the GR Oregon that released was. Like, it was a little bit darker of a green. So I just like these because I feel like they stayed a little bit more true to Michigan. Michigan Jordan 5s. Got the OVO 8s in the black colorway now. Again, I really love these because 8s are super comfortable to me. And I'm a Drake fan, so I really wanted these. And I got these over the white pair because the champagne 8s that I showed earlier I thought looked a little bit too much like the white OVO, so I ended up getting these in the black colorway. We got the Doernbecher 10. Really love these. They kind of give me like a Halloween vibe. They kind of look like Freddy Krueger. Really big fan of these. Hooped in these a couple times because 10s are super comfortable to hoop in. Doernbecher Jordan 10s. We got the Vachetta Tan Foams. Fun story about these. These were bought for me by my mom, and she had them for about 9 months. And I struggled really badly in one of my stats classes. So she's like, if you pass stats, these are waiting for you. So shout out to Mama Dukes for, you know, giving me that extra motivation to get these. Only negative about these is, I don't know if anybody else who has these, like, has the same problem, but this sock liner, since it's, like, premium and it's, like, leather, it rides into my ankle really badly, so it's kind of hard to wear these for, like, a long day, but I love this colorway. It's probably, I don't know, it's up there in one of my favorite foams, the Vachetta Tan Foams. We got the yellow Ferrari Jordan 14s. Gotta show the Black Cement 3 some love. Another shoe is a Jordan collector. You have to get with Nike Air on the back. Had my wear into these, as you can see by the toe box creasing. The Pata Jordan 7s in the shimmer colorway. The box on these is really, really dope. I'm a really big fan of how it shows the shoe on the box. And I was a really big fan of this shoe's hang tag. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who's like this, but people who collect accessories like the hang tags and anything else that comes with the Jordan shoe, I think you could understand if you know what the Pata hang tag looks like. The shimmer Pata 7s. We got the bronze Jordan 5s. Cool little slick Jordan 5 with navy and bronze and white all throughout. Dope shoe. This was my first Jordan in my collection. The Champagne Jordan 6s. I always have love for these because this was the first shoe that got me going into having the Jordan collection that I do now. So I'm a really huge fan of the shoe and how it has that ring as the lace lock. Really love these shoes. The Jordan Champagne 6s. Got the Bordeaux 12s. Really big fan of this slick shoe. All maroon all throughout. Bordeaux 12s. We got the Sail Deacon 2s. These are actually really comfortable, believe it or not. Like this is a shoe that you could wear for a long day because they're just extremely comfortable to me. The Sail Deacon 2s. Another non-Jordan is the Atlanta Up-Tempos. One thing I love about the shoe is how it has like a peach on the back for Atlanta. And then on this one, it has Atlanta's area code, 404. Big fan of these. I feel like the green and gold go really well together. It says Atlanta. Big fan of these. Alright. Here we got the Jordan Shanghai Shen Jordan 5. These released only overseas in Shanghai. And the bigger sizes, so like 12s, go for a lot more, a lot harder to find. And I don't think I've ever seen a 13 sold before. I could be wrong. Don't know if they've just made a few and people haven't sold them because they've held on to them. But the Shanghai Shens is one of my favorite Jordan 5s. Like any colorway. I just think the black, blue, and yellow go really well together. And I really love the symbol on the side of it. The Shanghai Shen Jordan 5s. Probably one of my favorite shoes in my whole collection is a recent addition. It's the Paris Saint Germain Jordan 5s in the Friends and Family colorway. It's pretty much the reverse of the pair that released to the public. Is instead of white leather all throughout, there's black suede on the pair that released to the public. So this pair's white leather, as you can tell, and the netting is black with it saying Paris in white, and it just pops a lot more with it being on the white leather of the shoe. This is one of my favorite shoes, no doubt. It's just sleek. It goes with anything. It says 75 right over here, like on the 4s behind the pull tab, because that's Paris's zip code. The Paris Saint Germain Jordan 5 Friends and Family. For a video on the Friends and Family PEs and samples that I'll be doing after this, I'll go more in detail and in depth with the Friends and Families, the PEs, and the samples, and I'll be showing the boxes and if there's any accessories that come with them. So we'll get to that in the next video. One of my favorite shoes is the Oregon Duck Jordan 5s with the duck on the back. You got puddles hanging out back there with the O on the tongue. The story about how I got these is something else. So right when they being Jordan Brand announced that they were going to release the Oregon 5 to the public, I think people were kind of in a seller frenzy because they thought maybe, oh my gosh, they're going to sell the exact same thing. So I was able to get these on GOAT for probably like maybe a third of like what they like sold for, and it's an amazing shoe. I'll end up doing a little mini video and put it up here when editing, but it has the sample tag on it. I'm trying to look right now if I can see, and these were for summer of 2012. It says promo sample on it, and again, green, apple green, yellow, stripe black on the tongue. Again, I'll have a video of me recording it so you guys can see it because I wouldn't be able to show you guys with it trying to get it to fit into the camera. But this is one of my favorite Jordans in my collection. I'm a big Jordan 5 fan. It's the only Oregon Duck sample I have. And in my opinion, it's probably one of the best Oregon samples. We got the Jordan 5 Oregon Ducks PE. Next, we have the Premio Bin 13s. The Bin collection is like 5 Jordans of some of the best quality Jordans out there. You got the 2, the 5, the 7, the 9, and these 13s. This colorway is like something else because I don't think there's any other Jordan that has these colors incorporated into it. And it's just beautiful. The sock liner looks like an old couch, in my opinion, like an old fancy couch. This pair is number 986 out of only 1,734 pairs. Worn them a couple of times, and one thing I love about these bins are these shoe trees. Nice quality shoe trees. Big fan that all the bins come with that. And then on this shoe, some of the other bins, they had to put that stamp on the side of the shoe, but you couldn't really do that with this type of suede with the shoe. So you got that on the tongue right there, which I think it looks really cool being on the tongue, and it says Bin 23. So you got the Bin 23 Jordan 13s. This is one shoe that I love more than anything probably, and it was just really tough when they announced that they were going to be re-releasing these in August. Like, part of me was like, oh man, really? They're really gonna like retro these after I just bought them? But I've worn them probably 3 or 4 times, and they're already starting to crack a little bit. And in my opinion, I think these will still hold their value because, as far as I know, I don't think the newer 2021 pair is going to have the same shaping as this OG 06 Lightning 4. And they were saying that they're going to do special packaging too for the new pair. So I'm excited to see what they do with that. But this is probably one of the best colorways in the Jordan 4 is the Lightning 4s. One of my favorite shoes in my whole collection are the Soul Jordan 3s. Getting these was pretty tough. Not even gonna lie, because just like with the Shanghai Shens, but in my opinion, a little bit even tougher is that these in a size 12 was the biggest size they went to. PJ Tucker, who wears like a 13 through 14, was given a Jordan 13, these in a size 13 with like a sample tag. So they specifically only made a Jordan Soul 3 for PJ Tucker in his size. Other than that, 12s are the biggest size I've seen on the market. This shoe is just something else. These released in 2018 on Nike Sneakers Korea, and then in like I think one store over in Korea, and I had to like Google Translate that it said sorry, try again, which if you've ever been on sneakers, it's one of the worst things you could see. So just imagine taking the time out of your day to translate it in Korean to English and being told sorry, not today. It's pretty tough. On the left shoe behind the tongue, it says Soul because it's for soul. So you got it saying Soul behind the tongue, and on the right shoe, it says Harmony and Progress. On the right shoe, it has the Korean flag, while on the left shoe, it has the Jumpman. And Nike Air being on this shoe is awesome. The only downside of this shoe is it having all white bottoms. So when the time comes to rock them, probably going to have to put like a sole protector or an outsole protector like the Doernbecher 3s have on these, because one wear and outsole's donezo. But Soul Jordan 3s. So next we have the K54 Jordan 3 in the Friends and Family colorway. These are in a size 12, and this is going to sound crazy to some people because they're going to be like, a double up of a Friends and Family? Yes. Double up of a Friends and Family. I have this one, which is a size 12, which I haven't worn, and these I have in a 12.5 that I bought off of like the StockX, but I got an employee discount because they have like a catalog where you get special like at a discounted price. So I was able to get these. These ones I've worn a good amount, while the 12s I have on ice. A lot of things I love about this shoe is that I feel like kind of like with the PSG 5s, the inverse of the color, since the GR pair that came out was like an ashy charcoal black. This white makes the electric green, the blue, and the pink pop a lot more. The Jumpman on the tongue and then the K54 logo on this tongue are kind of like made of a metal, so it feels kind of premium. I'm a big fan of it. On the left shoe, the insole is white, and on the right shoe, the insole is black. The bottoms are pink, blue, and green, just like the three colors throughout the back. And then the stitching also by the toe cap is supposed to be blue. So these are super dope. I'm a big fan of these K54 Jordan 3 Friends and Families. Next we have, man, this is tough between the 9s and 13s, but I think these are my favorite bins that have released. These white and gold are it just looks super nice together. As I was saying, like how on other bins they have the bin stamp on the side, this one it does. These laces are really premium feeling. Like they feel like a thick rope, which I really like a lot. Small detail. I'm a big fan of them. This is number 134 out of 1,331 pairs that have released. So there's like 420, there are 440 pairs less that were made of these than the 13s. Worn them once only so far, but you know, with a shoe like this, you can't just wear it anywhere. You have to have it for a special occasion. So we've got the Bin Jordan 9s. One of the best 4s ever to release, in my opinion, is the Doernbecher Jordan 4s. You got Superman on the tongue. Big fan of that. I love the colors used. Black, lime green, a little bit darker green by the wings, and then blue by the toe cap and throughout the stitching. It's an awesome shoe. It's got all the hidden details. You got Isaiah, who was the kid who tragically passed away. Rest in peace to him. You got him on the side right below the ankle of the shoe. and it's got like his eyebrow cut into it, and then you have a bunch of arrows pointed all over throughout the shoe and by the toe box. One of the best Jordan 4s. Isaiah did his thing with this shoe. Jordan 4 Dornbecker. These are the Ray Allen 13s, the PE. I'm not just saying it because I have them. I think these are probably, out of any Ray Allen PE, probably like the third best Ray Allen PE out of all of his. And he has dozens upon dozens. So I think it's pretty cool that they released these to the public in limited fashion. So it still is a PE. It's got the Ray signature on the tongue instead of a regular Jumpman, which I think is one of the coolest things about this shoe. As I stated beforehand, probably the two Ray Allen PEs that I like a little bit more are the white, green, and yellow Sonic 5s when he was with the Supersonics. And then, oh man, this is tough. Probably the Bucks 7s that are white with a little bit of hints of gold, green, and purple on them. If you guys have seen them, I'll put a picture right here up for you, but they're something else. But these Jordan 13 Ray Allens, I love these shoes. The Ray Allen 13 PEs. Another K54 friends and family, but these are of the 8s. Pair that released to the public was black suede, and instead of these shapes and like with the triangles and the circles and the squares being on the strap for this one, it was like right around here on the pair that released to the public, and then like right here. It's kind of right underneath the ankle, and then right near the back was where the shapes were, and it was black suede, whereas this is white leather. This is a really slept on shoe. I really like Jordan 8s, as I stated before, and it being a friends and family. It adds to its uniqueness and limitedness, but I think the coolest thing about the shoe are these shapes on the strap. I just think that looks really cool. The Jordan 8 K54 friends and family. So this shoe, the PSNY Jordan 10 Reds, the samples, I was about to buy these off of GOAT, I think end of May of 2020, and they had a size 13. Haven't seen them in my size before because as of recording this video, only one listing was sold on StockX. I think like a 9 or a 9.5. Since these shoes came out, even though their samples came out in 2015, said that they were pre-verified and ready to ship from GOAT. So I bought them. Next day, I get an email from GOAT saying that like the order was canceled. And their reasoning for it was, I'll show the email part of it right here. And it was saying that due to COVID-19, that for whatever reason, it got canceled, and that after trying to find a similar listing, they couldn't find like that size and get it to be sold. So I was kind of mad at GOAT. I'll also put that, but I sent an email to him kind of like wondering like, how is that even possible for it to be pre-verified, ready to ship, and then a day later it be canceled? Like, how does the seller even get an opportunity to cancel it? So I was kind of mad about that, but I ended up seeing a size 13 of these being listed on eBay, and I ended up buying them. And one perk of working at, well, there's many perks of working at StockX, but one of the perks of working at StockX was I was able to not only check it out myself, but I had some of my coworkers check it out for me. So these are one of my favorite 10s. You don't see these every day. I've seen Conceited from Wild and Out post them, and I thought he said that there was 50 pairs only of these made, and I think I've seen somewhere else that there was 100 pairs made. Either way, it's a really limited shoe. Jordan 10s are really comfortable. You got the PSNY 10 on the pull tab, and one thing I like about the shoe is I'll record it and put it up here so you guys can see it, but on the insole, it has all of the achievements that PSNY, the brand, has accomplished. Kind of like how on the bottom of Jordan 10s it has all of Jordan's accomplishments per year. So I really love these. You got the red PSNY Jordan 10 samples. Trophy Room Jordan 5s. In my opinion, out of any shoe in my collection, this is the shoe that had the best presentation, meaning the best box, all the accessories that they came with. You had the blue laces that I put back on there because I did wear them with red laces a little bit. PJ Tucker wore them with the sail laces. I'll put a picture of that right up there, which I thought looked really cool too. Haven't worn them with the orange laces yet. Maybe I will. But so this is the right shoe. You've got Jordan's number on the right shoe. On the outsole, it's supposed to look like Jordan's Trophy Room. It's amazing how it's like wood grain. I've worn these a couple of times. I don't know, just this all light blue suede. I think these look the best out of the three trophy room fives, there's the red Friends and Family pair, which I've seen and they're pretty cool. I like them. They look a little bit too much like the Raging Bull fives. And then you have that Sail sample that I'll put a picture of right here. I think those are my second favorite out of the three. The left shoe has Marcus Jordan, which is Michael Jordan's son who owns Trophy Room's number on it. And then you have the Trophy Room logo, whereas the right shoe that has MJ's number has the Air Jordan symbol. You got the Jordan 5 Trophy Rooms. Then you got, in my opinion, and maybe some other people's opinion, look-alike of the PSNY 10 red is the Steve Wiebe 10s. This was like bought from GOAT 2 months after the thing that happened with the red PSNY, so I didn't really stay away from GOAT for too long, but I ended up buying these in July, and this is pair number 15 out of 230. Only 230 pairs were made, which is a pretty limited shoe. It was made for Steve Wiebe, obviously, since it's called the Steve Wiebe 10s, who is a tattoo artist, does a lot of tattoos for NBA players like John Wall, who was seen wearing them for Media Day, since, you know, with COVID, there wasn't really a full-on Media Day. These are a size 13. The insole is really cool. I'm a big fan of the insole on these. And these only released in like House of Hoops in LA and New York. So it's really cool to have these in the collection. Steve Wiebe 10s. Then we have the other PSNY 10. These, I think these are called like the friends and families of the samples, because I think these are the more limited between these and the red ones. I bought these used on GOAT, and I got a good deal for them. So, I mean, I've already worn them since I bought them used. I actually do kind of like these a little bit more because I feel like the black and gray with the cement bottom, I think it just makes it pop a lot more and look better. Got Public School on the top of the tongue, and then PSNY on the back of the heel tab. Got the PSNY Jordan 10 samples. Next, we got the Travis Scott 1s. Probably a lot of people's sneaker of the year for 2019. I bought these off GOAT, summer of 2019, just because there was like a lot of people being like, oh, there's fakes here and there and everywhere. So I was like, I'm just going to get these on GOAT. And I'm a big fan of them. Really, really a big fan of them. I personally don't think that these should go for what they're going for right now. But, you know, Travis Scott's hot to a lot of people. You know, he's the next big thing. So, seems like it. And people, that'll drive up the market. Really big fan of the shoe, though. I think the backward swoosh is awesome. You got the little Cactus Jack symbol on the heel. And then you got the Velcro. If I can open that up just a little bit to show you. We got a little secret stash in there. So you got the Jordan 1 Travis Scott. Another Travis Scott. You got the Cactus Jack Jordan 4s. I'm a really big fan of these. These actually might be my favorite of the Travis Scott Jordans. I don't have the low ones. I do like those a lot, but I think these 4s, I just like that like Houston Oiler blue. They look really awesome. I've worn these a bunch. I actually got these, I think, for $330, like 2 weeks after they released, and now they're pushing like $1,000. So that was a good investment. Big fan of these. The Cactus Jack Jordan 4s. You got the Union Jordan 4s. These to date are the only shoe that I've won on a raffle on Nike sneakers. So that's something that's pretty cool. I've unstitched the tongue on these. I think that these look a lot better unstitched than the Guavas, because the Guavas have that, you know, that guava colored tongue, so you can like see the holes a little better. And I just feel like it's like unsatisfying to the eye. And I got a spare pair of Union 1 laces that I thought looked pretty dope on these. And these I think are a lot more wearable than the Guava Ices, even though I like the Guavas more. But they're just a lot more wearable, and they're a sweet shoe to wear, like just throw on. You can rock them with anything. You got the Off Noir Jordan 4s. Then to the Guavas, you have the Guavas. I threw the yellow laces that came with them on, and I haven't unstitched the tongue, because like I said with the Off Noirs, I don't think it looks as pleasant, since you could be able to see the holes on the tongue a lot more. So I'm going to keep these stitched. I think I've worn these like one time only, but I'm a big, big fan of these. You got the Guava Ice Jordan 4s. And then we got the shoes to match the hoodie. You got the OVO Jordan 12s. These are my favorite OVOs. I think these are Drake's best shoe that have released to the public. I think Drake has some of the better like PEs and samples that were made for him, like those Charles Oakley OVO 8s. probably one of the coolest Jordans that have released. You got the Splatter 4s, the God's Plan 14s are really cool too, in my opinion. And then those Calipari 8s. Yeah, Drake was definitely, I think, given the short stick with the Jordans that released to the public, because even though I like 8s, 10s, it's not as pleasant to a lot of like Jordan buyers. Like the Travis Scott 1s, 4s, and 6s, those are three of probably the best selling silhouettes, maybe other than the 11s. But I just think Drake was kind of given the short end of the stick by Jordan Brand, and I'm happy to have Drake's best Jordan that released to the public. You got the OVO 12s in the white colorway. One of the best Dornbeckers, you have the Dornbecker 6s. These were the pair that released in 09. I wasn't fortunate enough to get the 2019 pair. I wasn't fortunate enough to hit on sneakers because they had a raffle, and I literally had me, my parents, and my girlfriend all try and hit, and none of us hit on it. So that's just kind of saying how hard it is to hit on the raffle, at least for me. But I was super fortunate enough to get a pair, which I actually do like a little bit more. It's just, I gotta be a little bit more cautious when you're wearing it due to crumbling. But, I like that it's more of a milky outsole instead of the icy blue outsole that the 2019 pair has. But you got the Jordan 6 Dornbecker. Then you have the Premio Bin Jordan 7. This is a super nice Jordan 7, obviously, since it's a bin. It has premium leather. This is number 1,748 out of 2,059. And they resemble, to some people, the Myro Jordan 7s. I like these more just because it's not as many colors on it as the Myro. They're both dope shoes, but these Jordan 7 bins, one of the best 7s. Then you got the Cause Jordan 4s. I did a review on these on my channel about 2 years ago. They're a super sweet shoe. I love these black Cause, 100%. These were originally the Friends and Families until they ended up releasing to the public on Cyber Monday. And I think they're an awesome shoe. Outsole, I've worn them a bunch, so they're kind of dirty, but outsole has the Mickey Mouse hands, and then also has the Mickey Mouse hands all throughout the suede, the super thick suede. And you got the Cause logos on the heel. Cause Jordan 4. These next shoes probably one of the best, like, for your money type shoes. So these are the off-white Euro Jordan 1s. I ended up buying these on eBay of all places, and then to have, make sure they were legit, I ended up sending pictures of them into this company that's out in San Diego called Authenticate First. Check out the box here. So you pretty much, I think it's like a $50 charge, and you send them in pictures of your shoe. They have authenticators, and they end up authenticating it for you. I actually did use this company to, I bought the gray Cause Jordan 4s in I want to say January of 2018, and I sent them in pictures, and those ones didn't pass. So I ended up getting my money back through PayPal, because I bought those through eBay, just hoping that those ones were real. So I have gotten 2 shoes that have came back legit from these being one of them, whereas then the gray Cause weren't legit. So I got these for quite the steal. They were used when I bought them, but these go for crazy amounts, and I wasn't going to be paying for a dead stock pair, just wasn't going to be happening. So I got these used, and I have the light ice blue laces in on this shoe, and then on the right shoe I have purple. I just think, I don't know, maybe I'll do all purple or all ice blue. But yeah, these are probably my favorite of the off-white Jordan 1s. Then you got the Dornbecker 5s. This is one of the coolest concepts of the Dornbeckers. So you have number 9 on the left shoe, have number 31 on this shoe, because these were his baseball and basketball numbers respectively. You got a poem on the shoe that's pretty eligible even without the black light, but then with the black light, you could read it completely with the black light. Super sweet. I've worn these a handful of times. They look good with white laces as well that they came with, because I put white laces in them and then swapped them back out. But I'm a big fan of these shoes. Jordan 5 Dornbeckers. And then last but not least, we have the Jordan 8 Dornbeckers, which I think is one of the best Dornbeckers that have released. You got number 14 on the strap, and it has blue all throughout with the shiny yellow, and it kind of goes to green and orange. Rock on. I really like it. Blue and orange. These look really, really good on these. This is the Jordan 8 Dornbecker. Alright, so that is the updated collection for Z-Man Kicks. It's been almost 2 years since I posted a video, and I just really wanted to get back into it and hopefully get up in the habit of start posting again. In that poll that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Samples, PEs, and Friends and Families got the second most votes. So I'm going to go over the Samples, PEs, and Friends and Families in my collection, show the boxes, show the details, do more in-depth reviews, where I got them from, when I got them, stuff of that nature, and just give you guys some cool details about Samples, PEs, and Friends and Families that, you know, you may not see every day. So, Z-Man Kicks, out.